Hey guys, welcome back to my, I don't even know what I'm doing. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube. And today we're doing another speed build, if you could not tell. This house is called Buttercup Bungalow, because it's yellow. And I wanted something kind of like sweet for the title of the house. I was really like, I feel like this build really dragged. One, I struggled so much with the roof for this house, so much. It was impossible. I wasted so much time on the freaking roof. But then I also had a really hard time trying to figure out how I wanted to decorate the house, and I ended up doing kind of a I ended up doing more of a like a little older style, so like it had older appliances. And then I was like, what if this is like the grandparents' house? Like especially like really grandma's house is what I mean, of course, both grandparents can live there, but, like, the toilets are, like, the ones from the base game, like, the older styled toilets with, like, the flowers engraved on them, and we have the, like, the floral bed set, again, like, the 4-poster bed with the flowers on, like, as decorations on it, and just kind of older, again, older appliances. Just like a little box TV, no like flat screens or anything, no computers in the house, older washer and dryer. I should have put the hanging line out back. Dang. Okay. Anyways. And then I actually have like a bunch of children's toys in the like main living room area. Like one of the activity tables, we got a toy chest, the toddler like xylophone, and like what is it, like the shape box or whatever it's called, a teddy bear, stuff like that. There's a high chair in the kitchen, so that kind of gave me direction. But I was so close to scrapping this house solely because of the roof. I'm still not super in love with how the roofing turned out. I feel like it turned out better than I was expecting, but that's with me already having really low expectations of the roof, like for the roof with how it was going. Again, I wasted so much time, as you can see, trying to figure out the roof. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house. It does have laundry. And the upstairs bathroom is kind of Jack and Jill-ish. So like a Jack and Jill bathroom is like a bathroom that's connected between 2 rooms. And in this case, there's like each bedroom has its own toilet and sink, but then in between those 2 rooms is just like a small room with the shower in it. So like it's like a 3-room bathroom, but I mean, is what it is. You don't have to worry about your like only, you know, you can only have one sim using the toilet at a time and all of that. I don't know. I've got some stories for you guys today. So I went to a concert about a month ago, and I was a big girl and I went all by myself. And I was like 3 rows behind like the standing mosh pit area. I didn't actually think I was that close. Like when you look at like the seating map, like I was in like row L or something. So I was thinking I'd be like halfway back the first like section. But no, there was like a whole bunch of people only a few rows in front of me standing, and so I was like, wow, I'm really close. And I got to watch the artist. I went and saw Avril Lavigne. I got to watch her, like her, not the screens, because you know sometimes if you're far enough away, you end up watching the screens more than the person on stage because it's harder to see them and everything. But no, I got to watch her, and I have to say, like, because she has Lyme's disease, and that's kind of why she fell off the face of the earth there for a good long while. And Lyme's disease can really affect like your energy level, and so I wasn't really sure what to expect going into this concert. Like I was like, okay, I need to be prepared that like if she's not feeling great, she's probably not going to be like bebopping around. And there were a couple times where I felt like her energy was kind of waning, that she wasn't really doing a whole lot. But honestly, for a good majority of the show, she was like up on stage twirling around. Like she got guitars out at one point. She brought people up on the stage. Like it was really cool. Her opener was Simple Plan, who I'm not overly familiar with, but they do the "What's New Scooby-Doo, we're coming after you," like those guys. And I guess when she originally toured, like 23 years ago, was it? She said like 2002 or something. They were the guys that opened for her then, too. So, like, that's so cool. That's so fun. Anyways, as fun as that is, that's not the story I have for you. So, again, I go to this concert by myself. I wasn't able to find anyone to go with me because it was on a Thursday. And I was like, I'm going to this. I've always wanted to see her live. So I had taken Friday off work, and I left as soon as I was done with work on Thursday. And my intentions was I was going to go to the concert Thursday night, and then I was going to stay overnight and go to, there's a theme park that's like an hour away from the venue, and I was like, I'm gonna go ride roller coasters. And unfortunately it ended up storming. I guess it was actually raining during the concert, but I didn't know that. I when everything was done and I left, like I went outside and I was like, oh, the cars are wet. Anyways, so I've gone to this concert by myself, and like I have the precautions, you know, my parents have my location, you know, I have pepper spray with me, and like I mean, I guess I can't really say I did much more than that, because it's really about all I could do being by myself. But I found my seat. Like I always get a t-shirt, so I got my merch, I got some water, and found my seat, and I'm just sitting there hanging out, waiting for the show to start. And this older guy, maybe like mid to late 40s, comes crawling over the seats. Okay, he doesn't come down the aisle and then into the row of seats. No, he's literally coming up over the seats despite the rest of the aisle being open. And he leans in right over my shoulder, and I can smell the alcohol and the weed on him. And he leans up over my shoulder and he goes, "Are you enjoying my seat, sweetheart?" Oh my God. I immediately, I'm freaked out, creeped out. Like I am like, oh my God. So like I'm quickly pulling up my ticket, like wanting to show him, no, this is my seat. To come to find out, I was the next seat over. So I had been in his seat. So I apologize. I try to scoot over. I'm not wanting like his attention to stay on me. I'm like, okay, I'm moving. I'm sorry. I did not mean to sit in your spot. I move over, and he's like, oh, no worries. And he comes up over the row of seats, and he sits down, and he immediately leans down and takes his shoes off. And I'm like, why are you... I don't ask him this, but I'm thinking to myself, why is he taking his shoes off? So he takes his shoes off, and he just kind of hangs out for a few minutes, and then he gets up and he disappears, leaves his shoes behind. So he's walking around the venue in just his socks. Okay. So I mean, I'd gotten there pretty close to when the openers, well, actually there was 2 openers. I got there during the first opener. This is probably, it's never taken me this long to ever get into a show as it did for this one, okay? Like, normally I'm in my seat, having gotten merch, haven't gotten my water, ready for the show before any of the openers have started. I kid you not, I was waiting in line to park for an hour. I don't know. I'm like, this is normally, like, I try to leave like maybe 45 minutes to an hour before the venue actually opens so that I can get a decent spot. Then I sit in my car for a little while, then I go in. And so, like, I followed my usual formula, and it did not work this time. Again, I was in the car for like an hour. The first opener had already played, and so I wasn't like waiting super long for the second opener to start. Simple Plan starts, this guy shows back up, and he like tries to stand on his seat, and these are like those fold down like stadium seats, so it's not super stable. He's in his socks, and he's like tipping all over the place. I'm like, oh my god, he's going to fall on me. That's what's going to end up happening. He's going to fall on me. He didn't. But then he sat on like the back of his seat, which then made like a bunch of people in the row behind us really upset because they couldn't see around him. So halfway through Simple Plan, he gets up, he leaves again. He's still walking around in just his socks. Okay, he still doesn't have any shoes on. He eventually comes back, and I notice that he has this like armband, like Velcro armband on, and it's not Velcroed. It's not done. It's just kind of hanging loosely on his arm. And in this thing is a bloody T-pin, like, you know, that like you used to like hang pictures with. He's got a bloody T-pin in like, it's like woven into this armband, which again like has me even more freaked out now. I'm so uncomfortable. Like, he's all up in my space. I'm trying to lean away from him. He's not talking to me, but he is very close. And I keep trying to like kind of lean away, and I'm like, oh my god, if this is going to be the entire show, I'm not going to be able to enjoy it because I'm too freaked out and aware of this guy next to me. And like, I'm texting my parents, and I'm like, this is what's going on. Kind of freaking out here. I'm like, of course, the first time I try to go to a concert by myself, this is what happens. So Simple Plan finishes, and now we're waiting for Avril. And the guy gets up and leaves again. So he's on my right. On my left is a couple, older, like, again, I'd probably say, again, like mid to late 40s, maybe early 50s. And they get up and leave. And on the other side of them is a girl a few years older than myself, and she leans over and she's like, hey, I've also noticed this man. He was hanging out before you got here. It was also giving me really bad vibes. If you need anything, you let me know. Okay, like, I'm also getting bad vibes from him. I'm like, thank you so much. I am very uncomfortable. Like, I really appreciate it. So then the couple to my left comes back, and I am just paranoid. Like, I'm waiting for this guy to come back. He hasn't shown back up yet, but I'm like, okay, I cannot do this whole show. So I'm like, I'm going to take a chance. I lean over to the couple next to me, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. You can absolutely 100% say no, but there's this guy, and he's making me so uncomfortable. I don't suppose one of you would be willing to switch spots with me. And before I've even finished talking, the woman's like, absolutely. She's turning to her husband, like, honey, move. You're going to switch spots with this this young girl, and it's all going to be better. And, you know, we got you. We totally get it. And I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I just feel like the relief, like, wash over me. I am feeling so much better now. I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about this creep next to me anymore. So he comes back, and he's in a completely new, like set of clothes. He's gone and changed somewhere, somehow. And the show starts. And he's immediately clambering onto his seat. He's, like, trying to stand in it. He's trying to sit on the back. And I guess when he'd been trying to do that during Simple Plan, someone in the row behind us had gone and gotten security and, you know, had, like, tried to make the case that this guy needs to be kicked out. And security's like, well, he's not here. He's not doing it now. So now he is back. He is now back on, like, the seat, standing up, trying to sit on the back of the chair. And so the same person goes to get security again. And while she's gone, he starts throwing the F word around. He's like everything, like he's added like every word in Avril's song, because she started with girlfriend, and he keeps trying to add in the F-bomb, and which is greatly upsetting. There had been a couple and their kid in the row behind us, and that is like seriously pissing this mom off. So now we have an angry mom behind him, the angry dad, and then, like, the girl that had gone to get security, and, like, she had 2 friends with her, so they're upset that, they can't see around him. And security comes back, and they just ask that he get down off the seat. That he either needs to sit in his seat or he can stand on the ground. So he gets down, but he's still throwing out the F word, and now he's mad at the people behind him trying to ruin his time, and he spent good money on these tickets, and now he's cussing all these people out, and the people behind us are also now cussing because they are also mad, and, like, it's a whole thing. So he eventually ends up leaving, and the row of girls behind him, like, well, I mean, they're technically behind me too, start celebrating. They're like, woo, yeah! And he leaves. We don't see him for the rest of the show. But I was like, like, it's something I can laugh about now. But at the time, I was like, seriously, it would be like my luck that the one time I try to do something like this by myself, this is the kind of experience I have. So it all ended up working out. I didn't get to ride roller coasters the next day, but there was a really nice mall that was like 30 minutes away from my hotel, so I ended up going to the mall. I had a blast. They had like a candy store, so I was able to get like some homemade candy. They had a Build-A-Bear, so I went in and made a Bluey. I love Bluey. If I have any kind of say over what kind of show, like, any kids I babysit or nanny are watching, it's Bluey. We're going to watch Bluey. I love Bluey so much. So I went in and I made myself a Bluey. And then they had Journeys, and Journeys is like the only retailer. I know Famous Footwear at one point, it's a shoe store. They sold Converse. I don't know if they still do, but like, it is becoming increasingly difficult to get Converse anywhere other than like directly from Converse. But Journeys has Converse, and so I went in and I bought myself a pair of Converse, and I went to the bookstore. I had a blast. Once it was all said and done, like, and once he left, like, the show was great. I got really excited. I thought she was gonna play rock and roll. She played rock and roll as like a transitional piece, but it had my hopes up so high that she was gonna actually play rock and roll. Rock and Roll is like my favorite underrated Avril Lavigne song. I absolutely love Rock and Roll. And I was really hoping she'd play Smile. I love Smile. But she did Skater Boy, Girlfriend, What the, HE Double Hockey Sticks. She did some of her new stuff. I don't like her new album is not my favorite, but there are some pretty good songs on there. So like I wasn't upset with that. I think was it Boys Lie? No, that's with Machine Gun Kelly. What's the one she did with Black Bear? No, I forget. But she did that one. She did. She wrote Breakaway. Like Kelly Clarkson sings. Avril was actually the one that wrote that. So she did she played a version of Breakaway. She recently released a song with Simple Plan. And so they sang that song. It was great. It was an interesting experience. And then I was in the parking lot trying to leave afterwards for another hour. Like, it was so clogged and backed up. Again, like, I've never had to wait that long getting in or out of a venue. It was bad. But, yeah. So that was that. That was like a month ago. I use a editing program called Movavi. I've tried to use Adobe Premiere Pro and I just can't I can't seem to get a hang of it. I really struggle with Premiere Pro, and it sucks because I pay for Premiere Pro and I don't use it. I have like a Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, and the only thing I really use from it is Photoshop. I used to do a lot of graphic stuff, so I was like, oh, I'll use Illustrator, and I could finally teach myself how to use Premiere Pro, and it just never happened. Anyways, but I use something called Movavi, and I was using the 2022 version. I've had it for a while, and like, it was getting really annoying that every time I opened it, it would have a pop-up for like the newest version of Movavi. It used to be that like there was no pop-up ads, and then it became every time I opened the app, which I found really frustrating. But then like I opened my 2022 version, which I've obviously been using since 2022, and it popped up with an ad, but it wouldn't let me click off the ad. And literally the only button in the ad was like, tell me more information. Like, it wouldn't, because it was wanting you to buy the 2025 version, but even like the buy now button wasn't working. But I couldn't click off of it, and I was getting really annoyed, and then I ended up having to buy the new version because the ad would not go away, and I couldn't click on anything else in the program other than the tell me more on the ad. So like, I was not looking to spend like $50 on Movavi 2025, especially because it doesn't do any, like, it's supposed to have more features. I haven't really played around with it, but like Movavi 2022 did what I needed it to do, so I didn't want to go and spend another $50 on something that's supposed to have all this new stuff when what I was using worked fine. Anyways, we're in the screenshots. The whole picture collage idea was that you were supposed to be able to put pictures of the grandkids there. The download link is in the description if you'd like to use that. My Twitter, gaming channel, all that. Abrupt ending. Thank you for watching. Bye!